Hello, Mastertron Tamer here with an unboxing and product review. We're going to look at the Sony both handle and remote commander. So let's go ahead and open that up. Now there's no seal on here, so I have no guarantee this hasn't been opened before. But let's see what it looks like inside. Well, we've got instructions. It looks like a bunch of them. And we've also, looks like we have a lithium battery in there. Let me open that up. Boy, oh boy. You'd think that would be easier. There it goes. Alright, so let's put the battery to one side because we don't want to lose that. And we'll see what we have in the way of instructions. Okay, these look like the same instructions. They're basically in literally every language under the sun. You can imagine all the different places where they sell Sony gear. So I'll review those, trust me, at least the English version, in a moment. But I want to take a look at this. So let's open that up. And here we have it. So this is the main configuration for it. It does a lot of different little tasks, and I apologize, you might be having trouble seeing that on this black on black. Here, let me try this, see if that's any better. So you can at least see it sitting on top of something. It doesn't just kind of melt into it. So this is a standard 1/4-20 thread. Should work with most cameras. Let me go ahead and put that on. Okay, so let's see if this is stable. Yeah, as you can see, this is just a medium-sized camera with a lens that's not particularly large, but it is stable. It feels solid. Of course, it's sitting on bubble wrap now, but it feels solid. I think that I don't have any worries there. So let's see what kind of adjustments we have. So looks like we can tilt. Hang on. We'll learn this together. Okay, I loosened this up. Still not tilting. Alright, I'm pretty sure that does need to be loose. Oh, let's look. Alright, there you go. So on this side, there's a little button that's got to be pushed in when you want to move it. And then you tighten this. So to tilt it, you would loosen this, just a 1/4 turn, push in the button, and then you can move the camera to a couple of presets, it looks like. You can probably hear it clicking. So that's useful. I wasn't expecting it, but I really don't see any ability to pan the camera. The only way that you would really be able to do that is just to loosen up the thread and then just move it and retighten the thread. But for, this type of mini tripod, that's not surprising that you can't do that. Alright, let me tighten again. And then, of course, the really cool thing about it, and this is in all their product literature, is that you can close it up like this and then hold it at arm's length, and you have got a selfie device. If you want to record yourself out and about with an actual full-size or medium-sized camera, you can do that. Yeah, so that all looks good. I'm really impressed overall. I mean, this is very nice and tight. It feels solid. I don't worry about this camera wobbling at all. Let me take this off. So I feel really good about that so far. Here's the battery that I put aside for later that was in our little bag. The reason to buy this, because you could buy a little mini tripod that can do this for less than a quarter of the price, even a nice solid one. But the real beauty to this is that it's also a remote control. And of course you pay extra for this. Nothing you get from Sony is free. But that's a pretty cool feature because you've only carried one piece of gear. You've got your remote control and it's also a little tripod in a pinch. Seems pretty cool. And maybe you would be going to a family gathering and you just wanted to have enough of a tripod so you could put it on a table and take a picture of everybody in the family. This is all you would have to bring. Well, and of course your camera. All right. Boy, I'm going to hold this like this. I'll try and zoom in on this a little bit later so that you can see it. But there are two little latches on here. And this is a little tricky. That's really unusual for a battery door. So I haven't quite deciphered it. Here, wait just a second. I'm pretty sure you have to do both. Okay, so there's one that's on the left. You pull that one over to the left. And then one on the top, you pull that one down. And then the battery door comes off. So they're not taking any chances with this battery door accidentally coming off. It does take a little practice to get that to go right, but it's not too bad. Maybe this was a child poo thing. There is some concern with these little lithium coin cells that a child might accidentally swallow them. So maybe that's where they were going. So the larger metal side typically on these things goes out, so I'm going to go with that. And that's usually labeled plus on the top. So that dropped in there just fine. Usually there's some kind of clip that these go into, and I don't see anything like that. Oh, well, okay, I think I get it now. On the side of the back of this door, there's actually a piece that sticks out a bit. I'm pretty sure that that is to press the battery in place. That should help the battery make a nice strong contact. Let me push that in. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how that works. I would expect it to be well engineered. Okay, so I think that takes care of the basic capabilities of this little tripod, but now we need to figure out how to get the Sony Remote Commander working. Now, a couple of things there to let you know. I'm actually shooting this with my Sony camera, so I'm going to have to stop, figure out how to get it paired, and then report back to you. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll see you in just a minute. Well, hello. I'm back, and I've got this paired. I'll give you a report on how to do that, but just to kind of prove that it's paired, well, here, now I can show you these buttons much better than I could before. Let me, just a second here, remember I'm new at this. There we go, let me zoom it in. And now I can show you the buttons on the top. Much better resolution. So on this side is a photo button. Over here is a button for starting the video. This button in the middle is a telephoto, and you can go both ways. White it out, telephoto it in. And then over here we've got a lockout, which just locks it so none of the buttons work so that it won't accidentally cause you any grief. And then there's a looks like a programmable button called C1. Based on your camera model, you probably have options you can do there. Alright, let me see if I can zoom this back out slowly. Here we go. So it worked really good. There are some gotchas for figuring out how to get this thing paired, and I wanted to kind of let you know what you need to know about that. So First of all, obviously you need the battery in here. We did that together. On the camera, and different models of Sony might have slightly different different menus. But for mine, it was actually a 3-step process. So that's what I wanted to make sure that I let you know about. So once you get into the menu, one of the higher level menu tabs is, it looks like a little globe. You want to be under that menu, and then you go down and you make sure that Bluetooth is turned on. Once you've got Bluetooth turned on, right below it is another section that says pairing. You go into the pairing menu, and once you're in the pairing menu, and this is where it gets kind of interesting, and it will say it's looking for a device, you hold down this photo button, this one here that I got my finger on, and the top of the telephoto button. You hold those both in simultaneously for 7 seconds. And if you hold them down for 7 seconds, then the camera will eventually say, yes, I am paired up and ready to go. And then it will have a little message right on the camera saying it's paired, and then you OK out of that screen. But here, let me widen it a little bit more. There you go. That is so nice. I'm really gonna get spoiled being able to do that now. Anyways, there's a third thing you need to do. That little, at least on the camera I used, that little world tab has a second page. And on the second page is a switch for enabling the remote commander. It appears that it ships with that turned off. So you'll have to go in to that second menu under the globe, find the one that says remote commander, and turn that on. Then you're good. Everything starts working. I was really impressed. I did not consider the pairing to be particularly arduous. I worry a little bit about that with some Bluetooth devices. The range is more than adequate. I've already tested that. That was fine. I'm getting like 30 feet. Well, at least I tested it to 30 feet, and I can't imagine being further away from the camera than that. So that was good. The thing that though really impressed me is I completely powered down the camera, pulled out the battery, so I know it's powered down. And then I removed the battery out of here, and then put it all back together. I wanted to find out, am I going to have to repair this every time my battery dies? That would really be a pain. I was very pleasantly surprised to find out the answer is no. It works great. I put the battery back in the camera, put the battery back in here. I didn't have to do another thing. I just could start using the buttons, and it just worked. So I was pretty impressed. That is much more practical for me going further. One thing that made me another little bit nervous, the box that this shipped in said, had that warning decal on it about having a lithium battery in it. I did not actually want a rechargeable device. I just don't want that hassle of making sure that I've charged it before I go out. They must have been worried about that little lithium battery cell that we put in there together. So anyways, you can easily carry a spare of one of those. They're only $1 or $2, and you can I would imagine, depending upon how much you use the remote commander, it might go years. Lithium batteries are usually pretty good for not leaking in the short term. So yeah, that looks great. So overall, build quality, great. Solid product. I can see using this as a when you don't want to take your full tripod out. The remote commander feature works great, and I guess the real beauty is you only carry one device and you get both things. And you can see I must have just popped the switch just a little bit. There we go. Now we're zoomed back out. like I said, I got to get used to it. So yeah, good build quality. The remote commander is a joy, and I would recommend it. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, please subscribe to the channel, and hey, by all means, leave me a comment. I do look at those. If there's something I forgot to cover, particularly an important feature, please let me know so that I can get that amended. And also, if there are other products that you would like me to review, I would like to know that too. That's a good place for the comments. So, I'll see you in my next video.